are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, it has been reported that Cardi B tour is now on track to become the highest grossing debut tour by a female rapper. And she sold out allegedly 3 shows. Okay? Let me know how y'all feel about that. Here's my thing. I don't know if I fully believe that, only because where are the stats to back it up? How comes touring data is not reporting that? You know what I'm saying? They report everybody else shows. Well, I noticed they report if you're doing good. If you really flopping like that, they're not reporting it at all. I noticed that because they're not doing that with Doja Cat either. We're going to get to her a little bit later. But let me know how y'all feel about it and if you guys are going to go see her on tour. Not only that, Cardi B is being accused of having another writer for her song Check Please, which, has been going viral on TikTok. A lot of fans are speculating that Cash Doll actually wrote the record because when she was on live reciting it, it sounded like it was her song.
Feeling like a bad bitch all goddamn day. If you ain't my bitch, you just a bitch in a goddamn way. You say you die for your respect. Let's find out and see.
Now, a fan said, now that I think about it, Check Please is a song Cash Doll would have did. And then another fan responded and said, as soon as she started rapping it, I said this sounds just like a song she would have done. Maybe she ghost wrote it, okay? So now some fans are saying that Cash Doll ghost wrote Cardi B's song Check Please and gave it to her. That's why she's been singing it and promoting it. There was a time where Cash Doll didn't like Cardi B, but then she started dating Parson Fontaine, and that was years ago. Years and years and years ago. She started dating Parson Fontaine, and, Cardi and Cash Doll became cool. Here's my thing. With Cardi B, she doesn't have her own sound. So, of course, when she raps, you're going to hear other artists. Okay? We're going to think about other artists. Because she doesn't have her own sound because she has writers. So, a Cardi B song is not really a Cardi B song. Like, when you think about it, she calls herself the Trap Selena, and she don't have no Latin hits except for I Like It. How you the Trap Selena and you don't have no Latin hits? Because you don't have your own sound. Okay? You just make up alter egos in your head. Now, speaking of Doja Cat also has a tour, which is supposed to be starting soon. I believe towards the end of the year. And her shows are not selling out. Okay? Cardi B has 3 shows, allegedly, that have sold out. Doja Cat doesn't have any shows that were sold out so far. Okay, that can change. But it's kind of disappointing to see how y'all turned on Doja Cat so fast. Now, I do know that some of the tickets were expensive. Some of the shows, the tickets were a little bit overpriced. But that's like most artists nowadays. And it's really Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster is fraudulent. But I for sure thought Doja Cat's tour was going to sell out. Okay, none of the dates have sold out yet. And I think the fans have slowly turned on Doja Cat. Y'all ain't buy the album. She only did 57,000 first week. And now y'all going to let her tour flop. How is she going to repay the label? Okay, if her tour and album flops. I mean, come on, guys. You guys can't give her any sympathy. How comes Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion get sympathy, but Doja Cat don't? Okay, y'all can't give her a little bit grace like y'all give them. I just feel like we gotta support Doja Cat some way, shape, or form. I can't let her flop like this. This is honestly very, very, very disappointing, and hopefully something changes. Now, moving on from that, Megan Thee Stallion recruits Doja Cat to be on her next album. She also said there's a lot of paid moles that have been saying negative things about her on social media and they're getting paid to do so. Okay, and that their time is up. She also alluded to making a certain female rapper cry if she drops some bars on their head top. So let's take a listen to what Megan got to say.
A real hottie, okay? When I do peep online and see what y'all doing, I feel like y'all get so easily riled up and easily discouraged when y'all know people get paid to talk crazy about me. Like, don't it seem a little weird, like how overwhelming a lot of Megan Thee Stallion hate seem? Like, that don't seem right, do it? It's not, because people are getting paid to do this. These are bots. These are paid people. Like, if you scroll through some of these people's tweets, it'd be a man that been tweeting about sports for 8 years. Now all of a sudden, he just hate Megan Thee Stallion. These people are getting paid to do this. Stop listening to them. Bitch, they time up. Like, what is it even to hate on? I don't be doing that. I be in the house with my man, with my dogs, watching anime at the studio. But I'm trying to tell you, when I give y'all something to cry about it. All right? Then we can start crying. I ain't gave y'all nothing to cry about yet. Fight back when it's a reason to fight. We're chilling right now, hotties. We're listening to Lover Girl back. We want Doja. We want all the things.
Okay. Now, do you guys believe people are getting paid to talk badly about Megan Thee Stallion? It seems like she's trying to say that, remember, Racademics was subpoenaed because Megan's team in Devil Nation believe Tory, Champagne Thickums, Nicki are paying people to drag Megan Thee Stallion. Okay? Now, do I believe that? No. I think Megan is a little bit delusional. I think she's having a hard time realizing that people don't really mess with her music like that. And so I think that might be bruising her ego a little bit. So she's trying to come up with a bunch of excuses as to why her music is not performing. So that is another tactic she's trying to use. What I really peeped though, okay, is how she said, when I give you something to cry about, then you can cry. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel like she was subliminally going after Nicki Minaj. Remember, she dropped Piss last year. Okay? And, Nicki Minaj went off for like a full week. So a lot of people are saying that she's threatening the Barbs and Nicki Minaj and saying, if I give you something to cry about, then you can cry. Until then, don't worry. We in our lover girl era. That's what a lot of fans are saying. Let me know how y'all feel about it. It seems like she's trying to say Nicki needs to get into the booth. Okay? Because I feel like her saying, I'm not giving anyone something to cry about. I feel like that was a little bit of a threat subliminally. And a lot of fans agree. In my opinion, I really don't think Megan really wants to smoke because after Bigfoot, you went ghost. Okay, so I feel like you try to throw a rock and then you try to hide your hand. 1 minute you a victim, next minute you Bigfoot. You gotta pick a side. Okay, is you a snake and serpent or are you a victim? Because you can't be both. That's just me. Let me know how you guys would feel about a Megan and Doja Cat collaboration. It seems like she's still trying to get that collaboration from Big Doja. Now, she also talked about getting a collaboration from Cardi B.
Yep. Cardi owe me. Cardi owe me like 2 verses. So I'm definitely going to cash in on my Cardi verses.
Now, a lot of fans are saying that what Megan Thee Stallion said sounded very transactional. Okay, because she said that basically Cardi B owed her 2 verses. She didn't say, I fuck with Cardi B, I want her on my next album. I never had a Cardi B feature on my album. She said she owed me 2 verses because of Bozos and WAP. Okay? Now, in my opinion, I feel like we don't really need another Megan and Cardi B anything. Okay? I just feel like it's not really gonna gag the live. Okay? The Doja and Megan might gag the live. I can see them both doing choreography, in their music video. I feel like Megan is a decent performer, besides always twerking. And I feel like, Megan, if she get a good writer, she gonna have bars. Doja Cat, if she puts her mind to it, she gonna have good bars. I feel like that might be able to really give Meg and Doja Cat another top 10. But in regards to Cardi B, I don't feel like people care about a Cardi B feature. I mean, she just did a record with Young Thug that flopped. The Scratch Off collaboration flopped. I mean, do we care about a feature from Cardi B? No. Okay. Every time she do a feature in the last 2 to 3 years, it's done nothing. It hasn't even shake the table, or people are not even talking about her verses when she do features like that. The last verse people talked about was yesterday too. I wonder how come she didn't mention Doja. What happened to Megan Doja? What happened to the Megan Doja collab? Now, Halle Bailey said in a recent interview, because she promoted her album, she said that Queen Bee was gagging over her Walmart Beyonce collaboration. A lot of people behind the scenes are saying that Queen Bee wants, Chloe and Halle to get back together as a group, okay? Here's my thing. If they get back together as a group, y'all better support, because y'all keep saying, oh, they're better together. They need to get back together as a group. Well, if that happens, I'm expecting them to do at least 50,000 first week. That's all I'm going to say, because I feel like y'all gas people up just to let them flop, or, just to let them down when the charts come out, okay? So I've been listening to Halle Bailey's album. I'm definitely going to buy the album and support Halle Bailey. And the thing is, I just feel like if they do get back together as a group, which I feel like could happen in the future, I hope y'all support their album and not just support them on social media. Now, moving on from that, Ice Spice decided to join in the Bees in the Trap TikTok trend that's been going on. Some fans feel like she's trying to do this to get Nicki Minaj. I think all the female rappers, whether they want to admit it or not, they are fans of Nicki Minaj, okay? Especially Nicki's discography before Queen, okay? I just think a lot of them probably don't really like her as a person, which Ice Spice basically admitted in those text messages that she felt like Nicki was jealous of her. Nicki was just like her mama. She admitted that, okay? But I feel like Ice Spice is not going to pretend to not like Nicki Minaj's music just because Nicki unfollowed her on Instagram and basically makes it known that she really don't mess with Ice Spice. And the thing is, Ice Spice would get more flack for pretending like she don't fuck with Nicki's music, considering they did 2 collaborations. She's not going to be like Scratch Off, who pretends like, she looks up to Lil' Kim and Cardi B, when everybody knows that Scratch Off was a barb. Okay? So that's the thing. I feel like Ice Spice is not going to do that because she'll get more flack. I do feel like Nicki should not trust Ice Spice, because if Ice Spice was, dragging you to somebody she wasn't even really friends with like that, that girl turned on her. I forgot what that girl's name is, but they wasn't even really close like that. That girl turned on her in 2.2 seconds and aired out her text messages. That wasn't really her friend. But I feel like Ice Spice can't be trusted, and I think that's one of the reasons why Cardi B was going off on her. But I feel like it would be fake of Ice Spice to pretend like she don't fuck with Nicki Minaj's music. She's not going to act like Cardi B and Scratch Off, because it just wouldn't be genuine. Now, speaking of Bees in the Trap, Nicki Minaj global streams for Bees in the Trap have seen a 460% increase on Paolify this month. The percentage of listeners who discover Nicki through the song have increased nearly by 2,000%, within Gen Z making up 70% of such discoveries this month, okay? So congratulations on that. And I feel like the thing with Nicki Minaj is that her discography is classic. She has a lot of songs that are going to be timeless. No matter how people may feel about her personally. And I feel like she's one of the few female rappers that can do that. People are not doing that to Lil' Kim's music, okay? Or even Cardi B. Cardi B's older music is not trending because she doesn't have a lot of classics. So that makes Nicki Minaj stand apart from the other female rappers, and this is one of the reasons why her career has lasted as long as it has. And, it don't look like she's stopping no time soon. Now, moving on from that, Tyla is gagging the charts with Chanel. I love the song. I think the song is definitely a hit. Very catchy. For the partial day of the song being out, it did 39,000 streams on Paolify. The first full day, it did 1 million streams, and on its second day, it has done 525,000 streams, 1.6 million total. And here's my thing. I feel like Tyla has a hit on her hands. The song is catchy. She looks phenomenal in the music video. Obviously, I think the drama between her and Young Toilet Seat has people wanted to tune in to see how the song sounds. But I feel like based on how the song, is and how catchy it is, and, the fact that she is the face of Chanel currently, I feel like it was going to be a hit regardless. Okay? And one thing about Tyla is that, she's very classy. She's not going to clap back at Young Toilet Seat by going back and forth with her on social media. She going to clap back by letting the numbers and music speak for itself. Now, Megan does have to come to the front of the congregation. What the hell is going on? A fan went on TikTok and said that basically Devil Nation is offering $150 to post good things about Megan Thee Stallion. Okay? They had allegedly DM'd Tasha K with this information. I don't know if I fully believe that. Because my whole thing is, it doesn't make sense for them to, or Megan Thee Stallion, not necessarily them, but Megan Thee Stallion to push this narrative that people are being paid to post negative things about her, and then she pays people to post positive things. And the reason why I said it doesn't make sense, because if she is taking Milagro to court, right? Milagro could use this as evidence, okay? To basically prove that Devil Nation and Megan are liars, okay? If people are getting paid to post negative things about you, which we haven't really seen no evidence of, other than the fact that, Milagro got paid allegedly a few $1,000s to push a certain narrative, we haven't seen anybody else in regards to receipts of getting paid to post anything negative about Megan Thee Stallion. But this would only help Milagro in court. So it just doesn't make sense, okay? Because I actually feel like the opposite, that people do get paid to post positive things about Megan Thee Stallion. Mostly the Paid Room and certain other big blogs. But I just don't see why they would pay random TikTok fans $150. Because the narrative ain't going to change with Megan. Megan got to understand that the reason why people like you is because you put Tory in jail. And that's what it's going to be. Okay, the narrative ain't going to change. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on Nicki Minaj, Queen Taylor, Sydney Sweeney, Selena Gomez on Patreon. Link will be in the description. I hope you have a great day.